All right, guys, today's lesson, this one is talking about hitting the extreme low or the extreme high pitch and how to attack that. I know we would all love that pitch to be about quad high, middle our whole lives. That's not what the pitchers want to do. They want to typically keep it down, but they'll definitely go up sometimes to set up a breaking ball or try to blow a fastball by you or whatever. So the bottom line is, here's, for me, let's say the regular height pitch, right around quad high. And then we'll go with the high pitch, which for this demonstration, I'll put it just a little under my chest, which in my stance is pretty low, so I'm pretty low to the ground. So this is a high pitch here, and the general premise here is that we just want to make sure that to get to this higher pitch, that you don't rise your body up to try to hit it. We appreciate the fact that you're probably rising up, in theory, to not pop this thing up, and I'm not saying we want pop-ups on the high pitch. We want you to stay above it to some degree and hit line drives, whether that be a home run or a low line drive, whatever. But staying above the ball means that we don't get under and pop it up. It just means on the path that we stay above as we approach and then get into that ball on a flattish plane. But the point is, for this discussion, we really don't want you rising up at all for multiple reasons. One, if your knees and your body rise up to hit the high pitch, then your eye level, or your what they call an eye plane, is changing. And so we have a variable of a ball that can move or is moving towards us and can change planes. And now we have our eyes moving. And those two things combined are very hard to make contact, much less solid contact. Secondly, if you rise up, you're definitely out of your legs and out of your power position coming up on your toes. So your swing won't be as hard. Another reason is that that curveball, or any kind of breaking ball for that matter, could start on this higher plane as it approaches, and in theory, right as you go up, that ball could break down. So it's just this is pretty easy consensus, I think, that I don't think there's anybody out there teaching you to come up on your toes on high pitches, but we're definitely not either, okay? So the point is, you stay in your normal position, whether it's middle, we just talked about, or now the high, and just make your hands come down and stay in the plane. Do not rise up. Now, for the low pitch, the other extreme, and this is as low as this tee goes, so this is about, on me, a little above my knee. So in theory, if the tee could, I'd even put this lower, because we all know that umpires will sometimes call below the knee, or even worse, down by the middle of that shin. They don't have a very good view from back here, so it's just not a fun pitch to call, I'm sure, but it's definitely not a fun pitch if they're given that pitch. But the point is, they can call below the knee. And what we're saying, in general, is as opposed to that regular height pitch, when the pitch is low, I would advise that you stay with the firm side, the firm front side, and don't collapse down to it. This one's a little more controversial than the rise. I think everybody agrees you don't want to rise up. Some people do like the collapsing. I like the part, to be honest with you, of getting lower, because it helps you get on a flatter plane as opposed to coming down so steep or tilted. I get that part, and I like that part. But the part I don't like is, again, the eye plane jolting down when your brain sees that low pitch, especially if it's a pitch that comes in and then drops sharp. So it's coming in like a fastball, 10 feet from the plate, or whatever it is, all of a sudden it breaks down low out as a slider. And all of a sudden your body is collapsing and jolting down and your eyes are harshly changing planes. I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's hard enough to hit any ball that's moving and twisting and turning and dropping with your eyes on a consistent plane, much less if your eyes are jolting around or dropping. Secondly, once you get collapsed and low like this, you are definitely out of your power again. So let's say you see a guy on TV, low out slider, gets fooled, leans, collapses, pokes at it, pokes a single. I'm not saying you won't see that. So if somebody took that video and wanted to promote it and say, hey, see, he collapsed and he got a hit. He got a little poke, swing, check single, okay? You cannot drive a baseball when you're hunched over and your legs are going towards the ground. If you could, that's how everybody would hit. This is another one that I'm very excited for you guys to see some video on, because we have plenty of video on this to show you big leaguers doing it, but guys getting to the lower pitch and still maintain the firm front side. So bottom line, I would not like you to rise up. I would not like you to collapse down for the highs and lows. I like you to stay in the same plane, which would basically look like this. Low pitch, I stay firm, get to it. Middle pitch, I stay firm, get to it. High pitch, same thing, just change the hands. So high, middle, low, or even lower than this I can get to. I can do all that without rising or dropping.